Good day, and I'm Lucas Molloy, and this is Quickie with a Champ. Today's topic that we're talking about the power of an hour. What is an hour? What power does an hour have in our lives? And that's what I want us to talk about today. First, then let us hear. In an hour, a child can be born. A life can be lost. A life can be changed. We can write history in an hour. And that's what I want us to talk about today. The power of the hour that we have. Now let's try to look at some of the things that are important in this hour that we're talking about. How many times have you looked at one thing that you want to achieve in life, and every time you never made time to achieve it? In return, how many times you have done things, dedicated time to things that don't really matter in your life, that are not going to have any impact in your life? And that is what we need to remember every time we live in our life. We need to look at that and say, what could I have done better with this hour? What could I have done better with this time? Now let's look at a few things when you're talking about this hour that is so important in our life. You are sitting there still in the same job. You wanted to make your life better. You wanted to study further. You wanted to learn a musical instrument. But you sit every time and you don't make time, because every time you say, I just don't have enough to do these things. But what are you doing with your time? What are you doing with that every single hour in your life? If we change things a little bit, if you were to take an extra hour away from your sleep, if you were to do something different about your lunch hour, if you watched TV an hour less, what is it that you could really achieve with that? And that's what we need to talk about. That's what we need to look into ourselves every time when we're talking about this. When you take an hour aside every day, a year that works to 2 weeks, now you can achieve a lot within that time. But you need to start taking that decision and making sure you make your hour count. You need to make sure that from now on, from this moment on, moving forward, you make that hour count. You ensure that you achieve what your heart desires with that hour. Dedicate the hour to something that you really want to achieve in life. Every day, take an hour, put an hour aside, study. Start writing that book that you've always wanted to do. Do something really special with an hour. Don't waste time in your life. That's one thing that we need to talk about. How do we make an hour count? How do we now start ensuring that each and every hour in our life starts counting? And that how do we set aside that special time for ourselves to achieve, to improve who we are, to make our life more successful? How do we do that? The first thing I'll say, set an alarm clock. Set an alarm clock at a certain time that you wake up at the same time every time. Wake up an hour earlier than what you are doing at the moment. That gives you that extra hour in your day, and it gives you an opportunity to achieve your dreams. Let's do that. First, start with that. Simple things. Set up an alarm clock. The second thing, switch off your TV a little bit an hour earlier than what you normally do. Let's look at that. Do that. Sit there and say, today I'm going to switch my TV an hour earlier because I want to focus on things that matter in my life. I want to make a difference within my life. I want to achieve those things that I have always battled with. I want to be something. I want to invest time in myself. We more often invest our time on things that don't matter. We invest our time in other people. We invest our time in things that other people want us to do. Things that benefit our friends, that benefits families, that benefits our partners. But we never really do something that benefits us, that has got an impact in our lives. And today it's that moment where you need to start dedicating that hour, taking an hour, putting it aside to yourself, to making sure that your life becomes better. Use that hour wisely. Use that hour for that one thing that you've always wanted to achieve. That very thing that you've always wanted to be in your life, that skill that you've always wanted to learn. And the minute we do that, you start impacting that change in your life. You start seeing the difference of this hour. It starts a little bit. The minute you do that, then you're able to dedicate more time to it. You see the importance of it in your life, but it starts with an hour. That is the impact that we can have in just 1 hour. Now, I challenge you today to walk away from this, and in the evening today, you come back, you sit down and say, today I am going to do something with my last hour. I'm going to do that one thing that I want to make a difference in my life with. And viewers, thank you very much for tuning in again. Remember, this is Lucas Moloi. For bookings, if you want to find out more, visit www.lucasmoloi.co.za. Visit us on Facebook, Lucas Moloi. Go on Twitter, Lucas Moloi. And let us inspire you. Let us find that one thing that you want to achieve in life. Thank you.